There was also a story I saw today that Judith Collins went on a certain platform. I didn't actually listen to the article, but a particular platform talking about the threats that politicians receive and how they've gone up. The same people talking about this that a year ago, all the female MPs in those parties were like, well, it doesn't really happen to me when Jacinda was getting them. Today, Judith Collins is talking about the danger. So it's the same sort of thing, Chewy. Today, they are taking it seriously. Today, they are doing something which they poo-pooed 12 months ago. Poo-pooed. And it just screams a little bit of the hypocrisy we're going to need to get used to with this current government.
Yeah, it's as part of that, I was reading that they have tightened security at Parliament. Now, my reading of what they were saying about the threats that MPs and that are facing, they're not facing it at Parliament. Parliament's got security. You can't just walk in off the street. The threats that MPs have been facing is online rhetoric, emails, phone messages, and the chance that someone's going to turn up to your electorate office and assault your staff.
Yep.
That's what they're worried about. Threats being made to their homes.
Yeah.
And I just find, I don't know if it's fair to link these two things, but they're tightening up the public getting into Parliament at the same time that they're loosening up lobbyists getting into Parliament. Just seems to be an odd juxtaposition.
Very good. There's super chats that have been coming in there. Let's just get them up now. JK says, if a child hasn't had a fever for 24 hours or had medicine to reduce their fever in that time and only have a mild cough, headache, or runny nose, blocked nose, they can go to school. Okay, so TV1 new government advice. So JK's just giving us up from TV1. Ironic that we were using the TV3 story and they didn't have any of that information, or the News Hub story, they didn't have any of that information, although they had the headline. So there you go. And you know what it's about? It's just about it's just about this government being able to tick a box saying, see, our attendance is better. And I wonder if there'll be some parents out there who maybe don't have the same kind of mongrelness about them that some of us have, that go, oh shit, I better send my kid to school. The government said so. You know, it's this mandating you do what they say when they again have just spent a year trying to get elected, talking about how bad mandates are, Chewy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when we talk about those symptoms as well, headaches, runny nose, maybe a little bit of fever and a cough, that's basically the symptom to every transmissible virus out there, including measles.
Yeah.
And I'm going to highlight measles because one of the unfortunate side effects, hangover effects of COVID and the discussion of vaccines, vaccinating children has been trending down for quite a few years.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think there's a significant of the portion that are not up to date with their vaccinations. And measles, you know, we've had a couple of scares over the last couple of years of measles outbreaks. And I don't think they've considered this.
I decided to go to, and I haven't looked at this, right? But I decided to go to Whatu Ora's website to see if I could get those conditions. And guess what the first story is, Chewy, when you go down? Measles, locations of interest.
There we go.
We are starting to see more measles in Aotearoa. Get the latest information about locations where you may be at risk and how to protect yourself. First story. So there you go. That just goes to show exactly what you're talking about.
Make polio great again.
See, you got to be careful saying that, because my dear old departed dad was one of those people who in 1948 caught polio. So that's why transmissible diseases is one of those things that I'm a little bit passionate about. And that was something that impacted him for the rest of his life. And what people don't think about, it was something that impacted his whole family the rest of his life. Now, he was great. He still played tennis and he played cricket and he was great, but there was lots of things he couldn't do because he basically had one part of his body that was paralyzed since he was 8 years old. Incredibly successful man, and incredible things he did do physically even with that. But polio's gone. But the way that we look at what some people are doing with their kids at the moment, maybe she'll come back. It's a rebirth of polio.
Yeah, a good friend of mine overseas in the UK, his dad has been wheelchair bound to the majority of his life because of measles. Wow. Like, this is something that we beat measles. Yeah. We had that shit in it back in the box. We don't need you anymore. We've worked out with science how to get rid of you. And now, because of a whole factor of reasons, but basically some people shouldn't be on the internet, it's coming back.